everyone, to episode number 8. I'm your host, Doc Cupcake. Welcome to Digital Hoarders. We're so excited that you're here tonight with us, and we're ready to get this show on the road. And fellas, I'm just so freaking pumped for tonight. I had some hellacious traffic, but you know what? I'm here for you guys. Let's get this show off the road. Take it away, gentlemen.
Well, now, first, you might notice we're down a member tonight. It is the Digital Hoarders 3 again, but you do have our two constants, Brandon and Alden, and hopefully our name wasn't backwards just now when we just typed it in. But we are missing Joel. He had a thing, so womp womp. We will move on.
We will try. All right, so Alden.
So
talk about that amazing movie you just watched.
Yeah, I guess we're just gonna jump. Are we gonna jump straight into what we've been doing?
Well, we'll talk about the poll from. Hey, I just read it in my microphone. The poll from last week.
So I just want to point out, Brandon and I recorded a separate podcast last week. I'm not plugging it. I don't want everybody else to go listen to it.
Hashtag DadPod.
He does. While recording that, he played footsie with me, and just now he started rubbing my leg with his leg. So I don't know if this is just like recorded for posterity, like he wants people to know what's going on.
Well, the DadPod episode went really well, and I thought maybe it was our
just working our way up,
static between the two of us. A couple episodes from now, we're just giving handies under the table. But hey, just for you guys, Patreon exclusive though. I mean, so stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Hey kids. Hey my girl. Hey my girlfriend Tanya. All right, so. Last week, I had the movie poll, movie/TV shows. I thought it'd be really interesting to throw TV shows into the mix, and you guys could pick. Brandon went to go shut the dogs up, and I thought I would finally get to watch Ash versus the Evil Dead, but Brandon bullied me into picking.
I didn't bully shit. The audience chose.
Pan's Labyrinth.
Bully the audience.
Adding it to my playlist, and then the audience, the Digital Hoarders, the Digital Horde, went ahead and picked Brandon's pick. So I got to watch Pan's Labyrinth.
With your girlfriend Tanya.
With my girlfriend Tanya. It's one of her favorite movies. I just never seen it. I've talked before about how I'm not really a movie guy per se, but I do like movies. I enjoyed it. I liked it. It was a good movie. I don't know how to say too much without spoiling anything, but at times the movie's a bummer.
Not at times. It's overall a sad movie. I mean, it is. It's a fantastic movie. The overarching story is it's like a dark, grim fairy tale, Grimm Brothers Grimm tale almost. But it's if you guys haven't seen it, you have to watch it.
Yeah, check it out. When as soon as I finished it, my first thought was, "Damn it, Brandon." No. But in the days since, I feel a lot more fondly towards it. Like it was a good movie. It was a good experience. I definitely recommend it. Go check it out.
It's a Guillermo del Toro film. If you are watching it, it's entirely, you're going to read subtitles the entire time. Just an FYI going into the movie, so you do know that. But it's one of my favorites. So
it's really good. I don't know that I will seek it out again to watch it, just because. I mean, maybe at a better time. But again, like. Kind of a bummer right now the world is, so to add that to it just sucks, but it was good. It was worth a watch. I guess I've also been playing video games.
You have?
I know, isn't that weird?
You should talk about it.
I finally started and finished Wolfenstein The New Order, Wolfenstein something New Order.
Wolfenstein blank New Order.
Man, what a game. I've kind of grown out of shooters. I don't mean that like shooters are for kids. I've played so many of them.
I really hope that's not what.
And yeah, not at all. I've played so many of them that they don't kind of grab you the same way anymore. You're like, yep, here I am. I'm in a room full of stuff. Shoot it. Okay, next room full of stuff. Shoot it. But Wolfenstein's really different. There's a lot of thought-provoking stuff in it. It's messed up. it's not okay for anyone who is still of a impressionable mind to play. I mean, it takes place in the 50s or 60s, and it takes place as if the Nazis won World War II. So you're in this world trying to fight the Nazis off, but they are the superpower now. They are the world leaders because they dropped the atomic bomb first. And that messed with me so bad because I just kept thinking, like, we were that close to that being true. Like, we were one atomic bomb away from Germany winning a war or the Soviet Union winning a war. And it really started to mess with me because I started to see it through a different lens where I thought, man, this kind of stuff could have happened. And I mean, obviously, at some level, this stuff was happening in Germany. These camps. I mean, it's awful. It does about 2/3 of the way in go from this like crazy, gritty story to just so out there that it becomes just another shooter again, which is fine. It was still fun. But it lost a little bit of that, a little bit of the stuff that humanized it.
I need to go. I played a few hours of it. I need to go back and beat it. Do you agree with kind of the overarching sentiment with that game is that the first hour drags? Like a lot of people say the first hour, like you really got to trudge through it. And then once you get through it, it opens up and holy shit. But it takes a little bit.
If you are a shooter fan where you're expecting it to just be balls to the wall, you're thrown into the middle of a battle, shooting everything that moves, it does drag. But I liked the way it started and the way it needed that build to build into what it became. And it was super cool what it became. Yes. By the end, it does kind of like pull you back down a little bit and bring it back to a local level where it's great again. But it did seem like there was kind of a point where they were like, what should we do now? Go to the moon, you know? It's really, really cool though. Really good. It maybe did kind of affect how badly I'm looking forward to Wolfenstein 2, because through that first half of the game, I was thinking, I got to pre-order it right now. What should I do to pre-order it?
Did you play Old Blood?
I have not yet.
Okay. So you can do that then too.
But now that I got through that kind of area where it's just like shooting crazy stuff everywhere, I'm okay, I think, maybe waiting for it. I'm not sure. But like you said, I need to play Old Blood first anyway.
Yeah, you do.
So I need to go back and play that one.
Put it on.
I'll just say that the game really evoked a lot of emotions in me because, you know, it does touch on that dystopian, post-apocalyptic themes about, you know, how it warps our reality and the what ifs. And it really touches on the sentiments is like, what happens if we didn't unite and overcome something? So it gives you a glimpse of, you know, someone else's vision into what possibly could have been hell on earth for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Which it already was for many millions of people. But,
exactly.
You know.
I think, too, and I don't know how to put this delicately, I started playing it middle of last week. So as the game started getting batshit crazy, the shooting in Las Vegas happened, which absolutely kind of brought it down. It wasn't as fun to run through the game anymore and shoot shit. It was just, it's a terrible tragedy, and my heart goes out to everyone in Vegas, anyone affected. It definitely made me think I'm going to back off this for a while. Like, I wanted to get through the game real quick, get it over with. I'm not going to go back to a shooter for a little while.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah. Brandon, how about you?
Oddly enough, the game I've been playing has to do with Nazis as well. Nazi zombies. I've been playing South Park Stick of Truth again. So I beat the Stick of Truth on the PS3. Absolutely loved it. Hilarious game. I don't like RPGs all that much, and I really don't like turn-based RPGs, but damn it, I love the Stick of Truth. I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that's the funniest game I've ever played. And the fact that I just played it again means it's probably one of my all-time favorites. It's got to be up there because I don't replay games. Like my backlog's big enough that there's really no reason for me to go back into it. But with the Fractured But Whole coming out soon, it was a pre-order bonus. Such a great title. It was a pre-order bonus that you got it digital right away. So I was like, all right, let's do it.
Yeah.
So I did a thing where beat it on PS3. I know how the story plays out. So I don't know what everybody in the chat's stance is on using guides and walkthroughs. I don't use them when I'm playing a game for the first time because I feel that sucks the fun out of it. It takes the discovery out of it. But I had already beaten this game, so I was like, all right, I want to get a platinum on this, and I'm going to use a guide. So I did that, and I got all the way to the end, and I realized I missed one thing, and it happened to be in an area that you cannot go back to. So the only way to get said thing is to play the entire game again, and I'm not doing that. So
Dang.
I can't. As much as I love that game, I cannot do that. I cannot play it a third time. But yeah, if you haven't played it, you do fight Nazi zombies, Nazi zombie cats, Nazi zombie cows, Nazi zombie fetuses. So it's a really weird game. So I was playing that, and then the game that won the poll option last week was Bastion, which I put a little bit of time into as well. So the thing with Bastion is I needed to pull myself away from Stick of Truth, and I was having a hard time doing that. And that wasn't that I wasn't looking forward to playing Bastion. I just really like Stick of Truth. But from what I played of Bastion, call it an hour plus. I am going to play it more because even in that brief period of time, it stuck with me. I love the art style. I love the soundtrack. I really like. I don't know if you guys have played it, but I really like the narration that he narrates. It's really funny. It's just a subtle humor constantly being said. And it's hilarious. But yeah, I like the art style. I like the soundtrack. I like the narration. I can tell I'm gonna like it.
Yeah, it's really cool that first time you're playing through it and you start moving and the narrator is like, he walked towards the wall. Yes. And then you're like, you move to the other way and he's like, he decided not to go that way.
And I walked off the cliff and he goes, and he plummeted to his death. Just kidding. And then they brought him back up. And I'm like, that's pretty great.
Yeah.
But the thing that I'm noticing that's going to be problematic for me in this game, and it's something I have a problem with in games, is if you can break shit, I go out of my way to break shit. And you can break everything in Bastion. So I am forever just smashing walls. That game, according to, so there's a website called howlongtobeat.com, which gives you an average, usually the average play length time. I always like to look at it, see what I'm getting myself into. It says 6 hours. That's going to be 9 to 10 to 12 hours for me because I'm going to break everything I come across. I don't know. You grow up playing games. You know that if you play Zelda and I break a vase, I'm gonna find something. I know that if I keep breaking shit, I'm gonna find something that I need, or maybe not. Maybe it does nothing, but it's fun for me. So I can tell that that's gonna be problematic because I'm breaking every single thing that I come across. But regardless, I did enjoy the game, and I do want to play it some more. Now that I'm never picking up Stick of Truth again because I'm pissed off. But as far as watching. My wife Mary and I are trying to get through American Horror Story. So we're fans of the show, but we're about 4 seasons behind. So it's one of those where you just kind of look up and you're like, "Oh shit, it's episode 9 already." Whoops. So we're finishing up Freak Show, which was season 4 of the show. Then we're going into Hotel, then Roanoke, and then the current one. So that's what we've been watching. A lot of that. I'm trying to remember what movies we might have watched this week. I know we watched something, and as soon as Doc starts talking, I'll remember it, and then I'll. Yep.
Yeah.
Was it
go?
the one that Steelbook? Did you watch that one?
Which one?
I think it's
The
still
20th anniversary.
No, I did not watch that one yet. I need
Okay.
to. That amazing Starship Troopers anniversary.
Yeah, I didn't think about it until you started talking. I've been playing SteamWorld Dig 2. FYI, really fun game. If you can play it, play it. I loved SteamWorld Dig 1, but SteamWorld Dig 2 is super fun. There's nothing to it. It's just a super fun game.
Super fun. I know, we were, Wolf Creek 2. I knew I watched the movie. Facebook to the rescue. I talked about Wolf Creek on the last episode. I'm talking about Wolf Creek 2 now. So the first Wolf Creek movie, if you're not familiar with it, is like I said last week, it's 3 campers in Australia that they're backpackers and they get picked off by this guy and he tortures them. The second one takes all of that slow build up and just throws it away. And they're like, here comes the most batshit crazy violent movie you've ever seen. And wow. But I was all about it. My wife, Mary, is pregnant, so she doesn't like gore as much now. So I think she was closing her eyes to a good chunk of that movie.
Wait, so she stops enjoying gore when she's pregnant?
Yeah, she gets like super sensitive to everything then. Fair enough. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Fun fact, growing up, so me now, I can't get enough gore. The gorier, the better. Growing up, there's actually somebody in the chat who, as soon as I start talking about this, I'm sure he'll bring it up. I used to not be able to look at any gore whatsoever. My buddy and I went to see Idle Hands, which is a great movie. If you guys haven't seen that, we should put that on Joel's thing tonight. Anyway, fantastic movie. I couldn't sit through it because there was blood in it. I couldn't sit through Scream when I was younger because there was blood in it. But now, like, it needs to have gore or I just can't sit through it. So I don't know why I got off on that tangent. But yeah, Wolf Creek 2 is really, really, really gory. And I enjoyed it. What about you, Doc? What have you been up to, buddy?
Oh, so I came back from Texas. So over the weekend, I kind of had fun. I've been playing Forza 7. I got the Ultimate Edition. Game is epically awesome. I can't believe the amount of cars and just what they've been able to pack in there. It looks so freaking gorgeous, too. Handles like, I don't know, man. It's just awesome. Once I connect the steering wheel and everything else, it's pretty damn good. But then also... I may have thrown a controller about 5 to 10 times for Cuphead.
So I've heard.
Holy shit. Okay. I mean, I've got some people out there that said it's not about time, it's skill. Well, screw your fucking skill. Okay. Some of us only have 20 minutes to try to beat this crap when we're working and all that stuff. But damn, that game is a challenge. And I'm not going to relegate myself down to simple when it comes down to the boss because it doesn't count. So why would I even try that? But yeah, it's fun. It's challenging. It really makes me want to come back for more. It's not like, screw this, I'm done with this game. It's more like, damn, what pattern did I miss? Okay, how is this? I'm analyzing the patterns as I'm going. I'm analyzing the enemy's movements, timing my jumps, and that stuff. I know there's other people that are using their elite controllers, mapping the stuff, being all programmer-ish and all that stuff. But, I'm keeping it simple, old school gaming style, I don't need a little help with it. So, but yeah, I'm having fun with it. That was pretty awesome. That I've slowed my roll with Destiny 2 because I hit the 265 thing, can't get any other gear because I don't have time to hop in with clans and run raids and all that, so it's like kind of useless for me for that point. But also, I mean, watching some movies. I got that Transformers movie. Last 15 minutes was the best part, but it looks beautiful. I just got let's see here, this awesome movie, Steelbook, 4K, yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales.
It's such a cool cover.
It's embossed, isn't it? Pops out. It's such a nice book.
Yeah, it's all embossed and everything, and it's Disney's second 4K movie, and they do an amazing job. They do an awesome job with their 4K movies. So
you went physical with that one, huh?
Yeah, I went physical with that one, which leads into an amazing segue, I think, What? Which is the main topic, digital versus physical. I know I have varying views, and I know the other side of that table over there has some views. So let's get into that. It's going to be just friendly discussion, everyone. I will let Brandon take it away because, I know his side, so I'll let him start.
Yeah. So, the show is called Digital Hoarders. We put a poll up to ask you guys digital or physical and digital one. Just asking.
As it should.
All right. It's asking preference. So basically what it is we want to figure out with us three here, what do you prefer and why do you prefer it? So me personally, I prefer physical. Anybody who knows me personally knows the size of my Blu-ray collection, my DVD collection. If you took my Blu-rays, my DVD, and if you took my Blu-rays and my DVD library, I know shitting you, it's pushing 6,000 titles.
You'd almost think he was compensating for something.
But I'm not.
Womp womp.
But I'm not. Watch this. But and then if you do throw in my digital, there's another 2,000 titles. I really like movies. But I've always liked physical, and I think it's just because as we kind of alluded to last week, I got lost in movies when I was younger. So it became something that I liked to buy. And I never had a vice really growing up. Like I never fell into, there was no drinking and smoking and drugs. Like my vice was buying movies, was Tuesday mornings going to Walmart or Target and buying the newest movies. That was my vice. Once I had kids, I kind of pumped the brakes compared to how I used to be. I mean, I used to buy movies just because they were out. And I'm just like, all right, cool. I don't know what this is, but I'll take it. It's new. Which is why out of those like 6,000 movies, I shit you not, there's got to be 2,500 I've never watched. Never. And I'll eventually. No, I won't.
And my favorite, real quick, Dinero Primero in the chat says that Brandon could open his own Blockbuster, and it's the most true. I think you have
100%.
more movies
I just don't
than
trust people.
Blockbuster. Yeah,
I just don't trust people with my shit. But no, it's true. I'll tweet out a picture of my collection then, just so you guys can see it. It's a bit ridiculous. When Blu-ray started coming with ultraviolet codes and stuff, I for the longest time just pitched them because I said, "What the hell's the point? I already own the movie. I don't need this." Then somewhere down the road, I went, "Why was I doing that?" So I started, putting them all on my Vudu account, and I love having the digital movies. Now, as far as movies are concerned, something that drives me to a physical is a steelbook. I am an absolute steelbook junkie. It's pretty sad how many steelbooks are in that collection, but steelbooks will force me to buy physical every single time. If there's not a steelbook and I don't need to see it and I don't need it, I'll try to win it off of certain websites, the digital code and stuff like that. But I know that most of you here are just curious about digital gaming, not digital movies. So as far as it comes to gaming, I'm the same way. I have a lot of physical video games. Steelbooks, again, if it's a steelbook, it's hard for me to say no to. Unless it's Ubisoft's method of the gold edition where they, like with South Park Fractured Butthole, is coming out on a steelbook, but it's only in the gold edition. So it's only the $100 edition.
Yep.
I don't know. Sometimes I'm just like, I'm good. I'm not big on collector's editions for games either. It depends on the game. I don't know about you guys, but if it's an established franchise like Uncharted, I'll buy it. But, something like Horizon Zero Dawn, I can understand people maybe not rolling the dice on that because you never know what that game's going to be. It's new. Do you really want to plop down the 150 or 180 or whatever the price was? Do you really want to drop that on something you have no idea about? Same with The Order and stuff like that. But for digital on games, it's always because of sales for me. PSN sales, Xbox sales. I'll stock up. That's why I have a digital backlog. That's why I'm a digital hoarder, is because of sales. I have the Best Buy Gamers Club, so I get that 20% discount. So it's still cheaper for me to buy physical, a new release game, than it is digital. Unless you just play the waiting game, then you never know. But so for me, I prefer physical, but I'd be lying if there's sometimes I'm sitting on my couch and I'm like, all right, I'm going to play Madden now. And I go over and I'm like, fuck, I got to get up. And I am super lazy. And then I go, do I want to get up? I'll play Stick of Truth. And then, and that happens because, I see the arguments for both of them, but what draws you to one over the other, Alden?
I am completely the opposite. I am almost always digital. I rarely get anything physical. I think I moved a lot from when I was about 21 to 23. I think I moved like 8 times. And over the course of all those moves, I lost so much stuff. I lost thousands of dollars worth of comic books. I lost all my movies. I lost so many games. And from that point, I mean, at that time too, it was still kind of rare for a full $60 title to come out digitally. It was happening, but you remember, it was kind of a slow build. It'd be like Halo 2, but then Call of Duty wouldn't come out in digitally. So from that point forward, I kind of started looking at it differently. I did always feel like I wanted to have it in my hands and hold it. but I was also younger and less lazy than I am now too, because that definitely does affect it now. Especially having kids who play my PS4, they will take the game out and put something else in, and that's cool. But I go lay in bed for the night, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna play Wolfenstein now, and I remote play with my Vita, and it never fails. If it's a disc copy, I start it up, I try to play it, and it says disc's not inserted, and the only thing I can play that's physical is Disney Infinity, which I don't want to do. So, I mean, I think that turned me to digital almost on everything. I stopped collecting comic books. I stopped collecting books. I used to have a huge book collection. I lost all of them.
Except for Doc's book.
Except for Doc's book. I did buy Doc's book physically. And digitally, though. I read it digitally. So I bought it twice, Doc. What a good friend.
Charity thanks you. Everyone knows all proceeds from that book does go directly to help charity. I don't see a dime of it.
Yeah, and it's good. Read it. But
mistakes and all.
Mistakes and all. But so that's a large part of it. Now I would say like a very recent development to this is I was pre-ordering South Park: The Fractured But Whole. But I had to decide. I do have the Best Buy Gamers Club, and I had to decide real quick how I wanted to order it. Mm-hmm. I prefer digital, but man, just the thought. My kids are old enough now to where they kind of play whatever they want to play. For the most part, they know there's a few things they can't and shouldn't. But the thought of that game, which I'm sure is going to be super gross and super offensive and not okay for them. The fact that it would be a button press away from them saying, I'm going to try this while dad's not home. I did order that one physically just so it would be another kind of like, all right, they're not just going to hit
so just
X and
for
play
that
it.
Reasons why?
Yeah, almost completely
like
completely for that reason. And I like what you said too about the collector's editions too, because what a pain in the ass that is. You have to invest your money in it, and you don't know yet how you're going to feel about the game. I knew I was going to love Horizon Zero Dawn. Mm-hmm. I knew I was going to enjoy it. I didn't know it was going to be my favorite game of all time. So
you didn't get the collector's edition.
Didn't get the collector's edition. And usually a game comes out, they put a whole bunch of collector's edition stuff out with it, and then you find it on Best Buy shelves half off a few months later because nobody bought all of it. Well, Horizon Zero Dawn came out and sold gangbusters and everybody wanted it. So that collector's edition was sold out literally like the day of release. And Brandon's got this beautiful Aloy statue now that I can't find anywhere unless I want to spend $200 for just the statue on eBay. I'm hoping now with the sort of announced Game of the Year edition for Horizon Zero Dawn, they released some sort of collector's edition with it because I want that statue so bad. And
Has the game ever done that?
I'm here every week. And no, I don't
Fallout
think so.
4.
Oh, really? Oh, they did the Pip-Boy thing, right?
Yep, they brought the Pip-Boy back.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it was like an upgraded one or something.
Yep.
Were you saying you're here every week?
I'm here every week, and the statue's right next to me, and I could just take it.
Yeah, just take it.
Especially now that you just said that out loud.
Don't tell Brandon.
Just replace it with the Barbie doll.
Yeah.
Just put a bow in her hand, and I'll never know.
Yeah, for sure. You'll just think that your kids did it.
Naked. What the hell? But
she'll be naked at my house too.
I think that was creepy. Moving along. I think that a thing that had shifted my outlook on digital gaming was when indie games became a thing. When indie games became a thing, there was that stigma of, oh, it's an indie game that was behind it. So when you first get on Xbox Live Arcade on the 360 and you're looking at, I don't know, Braid, or you're looking at Super Meat Boy or Explosion Man or something like that, you look at them and you're like, well, I mean, it's at first, at least my thought was, I've never heard of this game. Clearly, it can't be that good. They wouldn't just sneak it out here like that. And that is something that it took indie games a long time to, I think. There are still people out there that say, nah, it's good for an indie game.
Yeah.
That exists. So, but once I started to realize just how kick-ass indie games were,
Mhm.
that's when I started to be like, all right, you know what? I'm never gonna be the completionist in me is never gonna be able to put this case on the wall, but that's okay because just because I don't have the case, I don't want to miss out on the experience. So once that went away, and I started to realize how kick-ass digital games were, I had no issues getting them as much. So yeah, but what about you, Doc? What do you prefer?
So, I mean, as many of you guys know, I build a home theater in my house, and because I do love movies a lot. I mean, to the point I have a 4K projector with a 120-inch screen. I'm like Brandon. I don't have as much as what do you say, 6,000. I'm at a little of 4,200 is what I have. We did our last count on physical, but on my digital movies, I have a little over 1,300 on the Xbox that I've purchased through them. So because it makes it easy to, just pop it in and with all my Xbox systems around the house, and I just can, it's just like, okay, want to watch a movie, there we go. We can just pop it up and start watching. But also it's made it easier for me to transport, wherever I go. Like when I was in Texas, even on the crappy internet, I was able to just load up and I could watch a movie at night, instead of spending $30 for a hotel movie. But
Now, real quick, so you buy them off of Xbox Live Marketplace. So what do you do with your UV codes inside of all of your beautiful blue steel books behind you there? Do you have a Voodoo, account, or do you just strictly usually buy your movies off of Xbox Live Marketplace?
I just want to point out that sounds like you're trying to get all of Doc's codes.
Oh, I'll totally take. But let's be honest, 99% of the movies he has are already sitting on mine anyway. So I mean, it's not going to hit me far.
Literally, I never use the codes. They sit in my boxes.
All right, send them to me.
I know. I mainly sometimes the person's like, oh, I really wanted to see that movie, but I don't have money for another month for paycheck. And so I was like, oh, here's a digital code. Enjoy the movie or whatever, So that's if someone asks if I have a movie code, sometimes I'll send it to them. But yeah, so I know it's a process. I mean, shit. It's
a process of taking a picture and hitting send. I get it.
That's my point. Like he has to go through each case and like open it and pull it open. It's the same thing I'm saying as far as like it's so much. I'm lazy. I want to sit on the couch and I want to scroll through. I'm positive that I would have gotten through Dishonored 2 a lot quicker if it hadn't been physical and I didn't have to get up like a lazy bum.
I didn't even want to shower that day.
That's too funny. No, I mean, it was just so that's like the movie side. But if we go to the gaming side, it's drastically changed for me. The 360 era, I dabbled within some of the digital, but it was kind of hard because I was overseas in Japan, and especially when you have the world's crappiest internet on base and the ping is atrocious and everything else, you just dealt with physical most of the time. But I mean, coming to Xbox One X, I mean Xbox One.
He's already got one. Damn.
Yeah, I'm
marketing speak over here.
No, I mean, I literally can hold in two hands the amount of physical games I have. I mean, like literally right here, I mean, I can just hold up some of these. I've got this and I've got 4 back there. That's what I have. That, and then my PlayStation is even worse. I mean, here you go. There's my PlayStation collection for physical.
Last of Us, Horizon, Last Guardian, and MLB. All right.
Those are all so good.
But
all exclusives. It's like we should do an episode on exclusives.
But I mean, digital, I probably have 30 or 40 PlayStation digital titles. But then you turn to my Xbox, I have 836 digital titles on there. It's just, and I mean, I have 2 8-terabyte hard drives and a solid state attached to my Xbox to hold my thing, all my games. It's like, so, I pretty much went to the digital because I just put stuff on the solid state and I roll out wherever I go. Like I traveled, I just toss that in there. Makes things easier just to hook it up. I mean, yeah, it could suck. Like, oh shit, no internet, that stuff. But in all actual reality, I mean, I play mostly online stuff, except for like PlayStation stuff. A lot of it's just single player experiences. So I don't know if it really, really attracts me to a collector's edition, Destiny 2. I'll buy like the max edition that I can. That's very random. I mean, like Halo, I go balls to the wall, get that physical. I have certain ones like Sunset Overdrive that the devs signed the whole thing and customized the thing to me when it launched. I love that. That's on my wall. Rise, Sun of Rome, I got that, on my wall. Just certain games that really attract me, that will speak to me, that I want to showcase. That these are premier games that have experiences that man, these things just have a meaning to me. I'll get them physical, but 99% of all games I probably won't touch in my lifetime. I will buy them because I support devs and I enjoy the experiences. I can probably say 50% of my games probably have a half-hour playtime or less on them. Like I said, I mainly buy games just to support the devs, to support the art form, and to keep the industry going. I feel like I'm doing my part by just I'm supporting it. I keep my platform healthy that I'm supporting. It's like, because without these games, you're not, whatever. But yeah, that's my reason. So
yeah. I forgot what I was going to say now.
The whole thing
I lost a thought.
I have one.
Oh, so I feel like you touched on a thing there that could just be the intro from the show from now on. It could just be 50% of my games I'm never going to touch in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Like, welcome to Digital Hoarders.
Where we don't play anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally like that. I literally have gone through and I've been sitting here coming up with my 3 games for this week, and I was looking through the stuff. And I was like, holy shit, I've got 1 achievement from that. When did I buy that? It's like
2013.
I was like, well, what the heck? And then I'm looking at my 360 games. I'm like, oh yeah, where was I? Oh, I was in Germany when I got that. No wonder why I didn't play that. It's just like, I just looking at it, I was like, man, I didn't even know I bought that. Did I get that on a sale? And it's like, and that's usually what happens, a holiday sale. I'm like, oh, sale, buy.
100%.
Buy. And it's kind of like, oh, okay, cool. I saved a lot, whatever. And it's like, and that's my justification when I tell my wife. I'm like,
same.
She's like, what was $236,
Sorry,
honey?
I'm not that bad. Okay.
And it's like, well, I just got a couple games. That was like 4 games, but I got like 25 games. It's like,
I just want my girlfriend Tanya to go back and listen to that dollar figure and
then realize that
her life's not so bad.
Not so bad.
Yeah, but yeah, I can't tell you how many times I've gone in on a flash sale, a weekend flash sale on the PSN, and said, "Oh, I want that game," and I have all of these. When did I get these?
Yep.
And then you play that little game that I always play where you go, oh, fuck, I bought that for more than that. And I never played it. And that's when you go, man, if I were just patient, I'd have. But that's not a thing that I do.
What is patience?
I don't know. I've heard of it. But which is why I'm kind of glad I don't game on PC because Steam sales would be the death of me. Yeah. And Humble Bundles. Humble Bundles are already so when they do the PlayStation 4 Humble Bundle, when they do the Humble Bundles for PS4, I buy every single one of them because I'm like $15, I get a ton of games, which is also what we're giving away on the show tonight. But so if I had a PC, man, I'd be all over Humble Bundle and what the summer sale that Steam does.
The summer sale and the winter sale are just insane. Yeah. Every year I get games that I will never play. My Steam backlog it's just somebody could find one of my computers and be set for the rest of their lives.
All the games, all the porn, everything they would ever need.
Yeah.
There, all in one place.
What else would you need? There's other stuff.
I don't think
that's too funny.
Now, what about this as an argument against digital? What happens for licensing where a game's just disappear? For example, on my 360, I can't access, the TMNT arcade game anymore. Licensings
you can't even
are gone.
Play it?
Nope. X-Men, you can't play it. You go to play it and they just don't let you. Or they'll just so sometimes that kind of stuff happens. Like if it doesn't tie back to how it was and it's not connected to the internet or whatever it was, you just flat out can't play it anymore because they've removed licensings from it, and you cannot reacquire the license because they don't exist anymore. And or things like for the longest time, like Marvel vs. Capcom, they pulled it off of until they. Or, I'm sorry, not Marvel vs. Capcom. Marvel Ultimate Alliance. You couldn't get. because they just pulled them off because of licensing deals. They did the same thing with Deadpool until they re-released it on PS4. They did it with the last Ninja Turtle game digitally. They just yanked it off completely. So what about that as an argument against digital? At least physical, I'm never losing that game.
I wasn't aware that there are that many cases of them pulling it from you being able to play it on your system. I know that they pull it from the store sometimes, and I don't have a problem with that. I mean, I hate it. I probably would have bought a few of the Marvel vs. Capcom games if they had been available digitally, but they weren't. And then when they did release them, I had already kind of felt like, I don't need it anymore, you know? So that sucks. I've never had an instance where they pull a game from me being able to play it now that I own it.
Yeah, if we go fire up my 360 right now, I cannot play the TMNT and the X-Men arcade game, which, God, I love that game.
That's such a good game.
Cannot play them. It's sitting there. You can stare at it, but you click on it, nothing happens.
Who's your favorite character in that game?
Ooh.
Hold on. Any day.
I mean, I use Wolverine for everything when it came to X-Men. Just as a kid, that's who I always liked. But in that,
I was Dazzler
Psylocke?
a lot. Dazzler in that game. She's not a great character, but
no, she's really useless. Her and Jubilee.
in the game, she's really fun.
Yeah. But that's the kind of stuff that, I mean, that's an argument against digital.
We didn't let Doc answer. Doc, did you play
That's an argument
X-Men?
against digital.
The X-Men arcade game?
No, I didn't. I have it purchased. I see it in my thing, but it never starts up.
Yeah, see?
Oh, well.
And it's horse shit. And then if that's going to happen, I'm already angry enough about it. At least refund me the money. I get it. I bought that game 9 years ago, whatever. But it's clearly in a transaction history. At least give me the money back, because you can't just take my product and then be like, well, screw you. Like, at least try to do something for it. But no, that doesn't happen. You just lose the game.
Now, that sucks. And that's not even a game you could buy physically. Like,
No,
it was
that's
a
the thing.
digital-only game.
Yep, and that's what pisses me off.
You could go out and buy the arcade cabinet
I was about to say that.
for $600.
Then you can come over and look at that and my Aloy statue. But what do you think of that as an argument, Doc? What's your take?
No, I totally agree. So this is my biggest fear with it, because when you actually read the terms and conditions, I mean, I literally got bored one night and I was like, what the hell does these actually mean? What am I actually purchasing? And it's like, I literally do not own this product. It's just basically the form. They're like, yeah, you can access the content on this, and they have the right at any time to end that license.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of scares me to the point of, oh shit, it's like, I literally, all this thousands and thousands of dollars invested in these games can just go away in a heartbeat, where I'll never be able to touch it. And that's what's kind of scary about the whole indie market, to be honest. Because as Richard Lico, had mentioned earlier, indies are usually only digital. And so what happens if the rights to that, or the studio goes under, some deal goes out, where it makes the game invalid? I mean, because we see this pattern where backwards compatibility is a huge issue, like, you can't play a lot of those games these days because the licensing and agreements were old. They were only attached to that. So that kind of freaks me out in that sense of, what is the true value of this? Because you like, what kind of compensation would they give you and that stuff? Almost like this turns to Microsoft Groove closing down and asking us to transfer to Spotify. And I have 18 months left on my subscription that I give them. But when I went to go cancel it, it said, oh yeah, we'll give you 120% of it. But because I pre-purchased gift cards at their Microsoft store and used it, it labeled it as $0. So they're not going to give me any money back. And so it's kind of like, what? So.
And you're the only person I know that even used that thing. So hell, they should be wanting to give you money.
Yeah. Wait, you're the Doc Cupcake?
Oh my God, there's our one guy. We were holding out for you, but go join the other.
Yeah, I don't have an argument against that. Like, I'm digital all the way. But if it comes to the day where they pull something from the store, or worse, one day PSN shuts down and I lose all my games, that's going to be a rough time. I mean, I own a whole bunch of Xbox 360 games that I can't play because I don't have an Xbox 360 anymore. So it's kind of the same, except I could go out and get an Xbox 360 if I really wanted to play them. So yeah, I don't have an argument. If that's somebody's argument for buying physical, then I understand and I get it completely.
And there are those companies like Limited Run Games that are able to take certain digital titles and acquire the rights to put them on disc, and that's really cool. But unfortunately, if you guys are familiar with Limited Run Games, what happens with those is one game goes up, and it's literally sold out within 2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah, and
then within minutes of that, they're on eBay for 4 times what you just bought it for. Unfortunately, it breeds, resellers. Like I was able to get a copy of Night Trap, and it's really hard. I don't remember how I played that game as a kid. Again, I think it's because I didn't have a short fuse, but that game's fucking hard. But anyway, but if you go to eBay right now to buy Night Trap, it's way too much money, and that's the thing. Like they kind of get you where those people that love a digital game and they want to support it, then they can go and do that. But unfortunately, it's a gamble.
Right. Yeah, kind of like the SNES Mini. I mean, they've created this market that it benefits the resellers a lot more than it benefits the actual fan of your product. Right. And I can't get into that right. I mean, we could, but it would just be a rant about Nintendo destroying I don't know, fans' happiness.
To the comment of a buddy of mine in there saying cough emulator cough. Yeah, the emulators are out there, but I get it. But there's something about trust me, I know that the Super NES, the Mini, and the NES Mini is whatever, but there's just something about holding it. It's just something about it and the controller in my hand that I would rather have that. And because I know who that person is in there, I'm gonna tag them in something on Facebook that says, why get an SNES Mini when you can get a Raspberry Pi and never shut the fuck up about it? So I'm going to tag you in that, buddy. But and I get that for those, that is cool because you get access to stuff that are out there. But for some, it's weird to me because it's not the true version of the game. And I know that sounds stupid, but something with emulators, like I get to play it, but there's something about it that just seems like it's missing. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, and the controls are more responsive always on the old consoles.
Of course.
I mean, that's what it was built for. It responds immediately to it. And that millisecond of a pause in the button press completely changes the game. If you jump in Mega Man, you feel it. Like it's perfect. They've engineered it to where it feels exactly the way it should feel when you jump. When you do it on an emulator, it's kind of like something feels a little bit off. I don't know what it is, but it's something in the inner workings where it's just like, okay, it's not perfect.
Yes. I agree.
100%. I agree with that. I mean, everyone told me to get a Raspberry Pi for the NES, and I was like, no, because it sucks. There's always a delay on this stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just like, nope, not going that route, folks. So yeah. Anyway, I agree.
Good.
I guess we're closing the book on that topic. But since we're talking about digital, let's give away some digital games. So first, let's give away Cuphead because everybody and their mother wants to play Cuphead right now. So, does anybody have a unique code word for the guys to type into the chat?
Doc, you've played enough of it. You could think of a cool word.
Rage.
A broken controller.
This game.
Rage is good.
All right.
Okay.
So for those who don't know, type Rage into the chat. We're going to give it a couple minutes here, and then we will pick a winner. So anybody who wants to be entered to win it, type Rage, and we'll get you back to you with a winner here in a second. I guess screw it. Let's just do the other one as well, and we'll just cycle through both. On the PS4, we are giving away the aforementioned Humble Bundle, which I'm going to pull up the list of games here. So if you do own a PS4 or a PS3, you have an idea of what exactly it is we're giving you. All of these titles, once again, are being graciously donated to us by Alex. So I don't think an episode is going to go by where we don't tell Alex how much we love him. So Alex, you're the man. Everybody else tell Alex how great he is.
Alex, you are the man.
All right. So for this Humble Bundle, you are going to get a copy of the Book of Unwritten Tales 2 for the PS4, Red Faction for the PS4, Super Dungeon Bros for the PS4, Deponia, which is actually a really fun game for the PS4, Arcania, Destroy All Humans 1, Destroy All Humans 2, Legend of K Anniversary, Chronos, Darksiders, Darksiders 2, MX versus ATV Supercross Encore, and then also Darksiders 2 Definitive Edition and Darksiders War Mastered.
Yeah,
all of these. This is a lot of freaking games.
I tweeted out, but it's really true. Like, we do a show called Digital Hoarders. If you aren't one yet, just win this.
Yep. And welcome to our life.
Yep.
And out of all of those, the vast majority of those are PS4. There is a couple PS3 on there. The MX versus ATV game is a PS3 game. And the first Darksiders 1 and 2, you get the PS3 versions and the PS4 versions. So that's pretty badass. So for that one, what do you got?
Oh, I don't know. THQ?
That works.
All right, THQ.
All right. So to win that one, just type THQ into the chat, and we will pick a winner. Yeah, so Doc.
What's up?
Just wanted to say hi, see how you're doing over there.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Well, let's see here. What do we want to touch on now?
Sorry, I was actually adding to my backlog.
See, even taping the show, he buys shit. So
let's do our polls.
All right. So as you can see, Joel is not here. So
Wait, what?
I know. No. But we are going to pick some movies for Joel. He gave us the okay. We're going to stick with a Halloween theme here. Mm-hmm. So the first thing we're going to put on Joel's list is Cabin Fever, which is my absolute all-time favorite movie. Not just horror movie, favorite movie. I can quote that movie verbatim, forwards and backwards. It's sad. But so the first movie we're putting on the list for Joel is Cabin Fever. The second movie, are we going with The World's End, even though we kind of just shat all over our Halloween idea there?
Well, it fits Halloween for sure.
Does it? Okay,
yeah.
That's true. All right, so the second movie is going to be The World's End, one of Alden's favorite movies.
It's one of my favorite movies ever.
Him and his girlfriend, Tanya.
Me and my girlfriend, Tanya. It was actually our first date, sort of. We didn't call it a date. We were like, we're just going to go as friends. Look, here we are 4.5 years later, or whatever it's been. It's
how romantic.
It's a Simon Pegg movie, and whoops, what's the director's name?
Edward Wright.
Edward Wright. Goodness gracious.
Is that right?
Yeah,
okay.
right.
It sounded wrong when I said it.
Simon Pegg, Edgar Wright, and Simon Pegg's friend. It's a really good movie. It definitely Nick Frost. It definitely takes turns where you wouldn't expect it to. I love that movie so much. Have you seen it?
I have not. Believe it or not, I need to. We were talking about that with Scott Pilgrim. That was one I haven't seen yet.
Yeah, it's so good, man. If you like Shaun of the Dead or Hot Fuzz,
which I do. Shaun of the Dead's one of my all-time favorites.
Oh, that thing's awesome.
Yeah, buddy.
I don't know if The World's End is my first or second favorite of the two.
Behind
Shaun of the Dead.
Okay. Well said.
But it's almost as good as Shaun of the Dead, if not better.
All right. So
Movie
World's End will be the second one. The third one, we're having a bit of an inner turmoil here. We've got two titles. Doc, you will break the tie between Alden and I on what the third title will be. It's either going to be Trick or Treat, which is an amazing horror anthology movie, or it's going to be Krampus, which is also an amazing horror.
Oh, Krampus.
Thanks,
Krampus,
Doc.
100 bit.
See, here's the thing. Have you seen Trick or Treat? That's more of a sleeper hit. Krampus, everybody knows what the hell Krampus is.
I haven't seen either.
Yeah. So what are you Yeah, Kramp. You don't even know what you said.
Yeah, you said it so confidently.
Yeah, you really did. Like
Hell yeah, because Trick or Treat, I was kind of like, that sounds kiddish. Krampus,
not at all.
Badass.
It's super not
All I
kiddish.
remember
Trick or Treat is so far from kiddish. It's a pretty fucked up, gory masterpiece.
But
yeah, all I remember is Krampus over something like this. I remember the image, the marketing material, and my wife does not allow like scary shit in this house at all.
Oh damn!
So like my scary collection is very minimal. So yeah.
All right, so we will put Krampus on. I'm putting Trick or Treat on next week's dicks. Plus, I think Krampus is a PG-13. Like you want a visceral. Yeah, there's nothing really happens in that.
It's just spooky. Like it's got a creepy atmosphere.
Trick or Treat is bad. They're both great movies. Okay, so the three movies: Cabin Fever, The World's End, and Krampus. So what we'll do is we'll put a poll up at the end of the show. You guys will vote on it. Whatever wins is what Joel will watch, and he will report back to us about that movie next week. Doc, what are your three games?
All right. So I went through stuff that I would actually, need to clear up. So first one is kind of odd, but it's Call of Duty Black Ops 3 main campaign. I have actually never played it. So I need to do that one. So that's the first one. The second one is a little bit tough. It is the first Tomb Raider that launched on Xbox One. That was back in the day, so I need to do that when I have so I don't
The
know.
one with the new Lara Croft.
It was when she transitioned to a badass one,
Right.
not this newest one that's getting a remake, but it was the other one. So
Okay.
So we got that one. And then this last one, I mean, some people might be like, well, Doc, that's a little bit weird. It's going to take you a little bit. I don't know.
Skyrim.
Destiny 2 campaign.
No, don't laugh at me. Okay. Goat Simulator. So it's between
said
Goat
don't
Simulator.
laugh.
I don't.
So
listen.
I will let you guys decide between the two and be the break on that one.
Okay.
So it's Goat Simulator I have, and then let me scroll down. I have it marked right here. Alien Isolation.
Alien Isolation.
Yeah. So
Alien Isolation is a game. The game is so good. I love everything horror. As I've said 150,000 times, Alien Isolation is one of the few games that stayed under my skin running around because you hear her and you might see her at the end of the hallway and then you just start hauling ass and you're like, I got this, I'm out. And then all of a sudden her tail just comes through your stomach. And I don't jump at anything, and that thing had me jumping way more times than I cared to admit. So
I played it 6 minutes in the middle of the dark, and I was scared crapless, and I turned it off. That's how I freaked out. I was playing it at nighttime with my Astros on. Hell no, no. But I think I need to go back to it because I've read numerous things. People say it's awesome. So.
What are you picking out of those?
Yeah, out of those two, I pick Alien Isolation. I've never played Alien Isolation, but I've heard so many good things about it, and I do want to eventually play it. But
we got that horror theme going too. So.
Yeah, Goat Simulator is really like a fun little dumb little game, but I like to play it as like I don't know, a palate cleanser after I play another. Yeah. After I play another really heavy game, I'll jump into Goat Simulator and play it for 15, 20 minutes, half an hour. I mean, I don't play it anymore because I got the platinum, and games don't matter if you have the platinum. But let's go with Alien Isolation.
All right, so Doc's games are Alien Isolation, Black Ops 3 campaign, and I forgot the third.
Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider. I'm paying.
Yeah. Tomb Raider Definitive Edition. So it's the so it's the first one. So I mean,
all right,
it should be easy for people because I don't know. I mean, here's my problem is because I do have so many. I was like, oh, I've never touched the Metro Redux or 2033. I probably should do those, but I don't know.
It's like you're a digital hoarder or something.
Yeah, something.
Record a podcast about that
show.
Yeah, exactly.
So we have to pick our favorites of the two. I mean, of the three.
Oh yeah, we didn't do that in the last one. Well, for Joel's, I think we obviously know what we're picking. I mean, because he was.
I don't think so.
Well, I'm picking for Joel's. I'm picking Cabin Fever.
No, I'm picking. Oh yeah, I'm picking World's End. Yeah, I thought you meant we were picking.
What would you pick out of Joel's three? I'll say Krampus, and it won't even fucking matter.
Krampus, no. Yeah. It's all good.
But for Doc's, out of those three, I'm picking Alien Isolation. I'm sticking with that horror theme. And I want more stories of Doc sitting in the dark, terrified. I want that story next week.
Here's the thing. I love Tomb Raider so much. Like, I didn't expect to love it as much as I did. I loved it so much. But I'm going to pick Alien Isolation just because I want you to poop your pants and talk about it.
100%. All right.
Oh,
so
dang you, De Niro. I swear to God. He says, I don't know, Doc. Are you skilled enough for these games?
Callback. Maybe you should just stick to Goat Simulator then. But
Minecraft.
Right. So as far as the winners go, it actually got really quiet in the chat there. So I looked at the two people that the first started talking, and once again, Arato, who just wins everything because paying attention over there, is going to get Cuphead. And Liam Grove, once again, is going to get the THQ bundle. So thank you guys for chiming in, and congratulations.
Awesome.
Congratulations, guys.
Liam, enjoy your incredibly dense backlog that we just now gave you. You're welcome.
Thank you guys for joining in live and jumping in the chat and participating. And thank you, Alex, again for
Amen.
providing us with these codes.
None of us can talk today.
No.
I guess we can start wrapping this bad boy up. A little bit of a shorter episode this week, but I think it went off smoothly. Let us know what you guys prefer, digital and physical. We like to talk about this kind of stuff with you. So just because the show's over doesn't mean you can't hit us up on Twitter. Follow all of us on Twitter. All of our Twitter handles are on the bottom there. Doc is Doc Cupcake 84. Actually, sidebar, what is the story behind Doc Cupcake?
So, I don't know if I put that in the book. I may have.
You did, so I know the story.
Okay, so when I was in the military, I was stationed out here at Camp Pendleton. I was going through field medical training to become a Fleet Marine Force corpsman, and we had just came back from the field, and we were at Chow Hall, and I didn't know any better. They have these you go through the chow line, you get your food, and then you walk out, and then there's this other chow that has all these huge trays full of cupcakes. I'm like, well, shit, I'm gonna get me a cupcake. I've been out in the field for a week or so. Let's do this. So I put a cupcake on there, and I hear, all the way, Bartram. I'm like, oh shit, what's that? Chief's Mess came over and she's like, you like cupcakes? Oh, here, have a cupcake. She started piling it on before I'm holding like 50 freaking cupcakes on the thing. She's like, you're going to sit there and eat every one of them cupcakes. And after that, my chief called me Doc Cupcake, and it just stuck with me, because our nicknames are Doc is what the Marines call us. And so I got the cupcake. So Doc Cupcake, get your ass over here, and so it's like, oh shit, the most demoralizing thing, I'm this little cupcake.
Could have been
now.
Actually, I'm trying to think of something worse.
Something worse that you can say on a podcast? Probably not.
No. Well, I'm just looking at food related. I mean,
yeah. So but I do like
worse.
cupcakes. And it was worth it.
What
it
a weird
okay.
punishment! I mean, what did they want you to do? Not eat? They didn't put them out there to look at. Like they were there to eat.
It was only meant to
test.
It's for the Chiefs Mess. So the higher ranking people, not the trainees, the people that are in school, basically. So because I don't know, man. It's because you only get 10 minutes to eat roughly when you sit down for chow, and then you have to be out in formation. So they just want you to get the main foods in and get the hell out, So that is what it is.
But see, he was trying to be a dick and give you like a sarcastic nickname, and he gave you a brand for the rest of your life. You are Doc Cupcake.
You're just this squeezable, huggable teddy bear. Now your name is Cupcake, and it's just like, it's Cupcake. Like it's kind of perfect, actually. So
so you should
thank that person. Thank you. Yeah.
I've always wanted like a cool nickname that would suit me, but you can't give yourself a nickname, and nobody else's. That's not a good nickname for me.
It is.
Do you have a wrestling name? Because when I was in high school, we used to do backyard wrestling, and I got the nickname Gunner as my wrestling nickname because I embodied Stone Cold Steve Austin. I would jump off like the baseball fence off the top and, do all kinds of crazy stuff. So, yeah.
When I was a kid, I tried to give myself the nickname Jaguar because Jaguar was my favorite animal. And I thought, I was like 11. This wasn't like backyard wrestling.
This was yesterday.
It was last week. I told Brandon, call me Jaguar. And I still look back at that time and I cringe because I would go into school, and then you'd tell the other kids, hey, call me Jaguar. And I would sign things like Jag.
And even the kids were like, that's stupid.
Jaguar piss, it gets the ladies.
My best friend when I was 11 gave himself the nickname because he wanted to be like me, and he named himself Panther.
Jesus.
No. Cougar, which is even worse.
And now he's a really hot 75-year-old woman. That's great. So.
Yeah.
Brandon's boyfriend, as Liam Grove says.
Oh, okay.
Oh, whoa,
that's my nickname?
Whoa. Yeah, that's your nickname.
All right.
So
well,
good.
you know
Some
what?
are calling you Star-Lord. So.
Star-Lord.
Okay. Oh, wait. We're going to let them name us. That couldn't possibly.
Oh, that's a bad idea, guys.
Let's put that entry up. So there you go. So everybody name Alden and give me a nickname, but be nice because we're nice to you guys.
Yeah,
We're
we love you
nice.
guys.
I mean, Doc's already a cupcake, and we give you stuff, and we're nice. And oh my god,
What was that?
and that was frightening. So be nice. I didn't really had nicknames growing up. Like, if I did, it was just it was Murphy. It just works well until people got creative, and then I was Murphy Brown. But like, it was always some play off of my name, or like I will never forget when I first moved to a new school. Somebody actually asked me, and I don't think they were kidding. I just think they were dumb. If I was related to Eddie Murphy, which I mean, the resemblance is uncanny.
You
but
do look like him.
it's really weird, but a lot less money. But I never had fun nicknames. Like,
and my name is Alden, and it's not like a common name at all.
No.
So I think that kind of just like nobody had to think of a nickname for me. It was just Alden, which is a bummer. I always wanted a cool nickname.
Aldi?
De Niro's calling you Squeaky.
Yeah, I'm getting called Squeaky.
Which is a throwback.
Because on our first episode of #DadPod, about 35 minutes in, my voice squeaked like a child, and we lost it.
It then turns into a 5 to 7 minute laugh track. But man, it was funny. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
But so now I want you guys to give us nicknames in the chat while we attempt to sign off again. So follow everybody on Twitter, DocCupcake84. Alden is a.bear, B-A-R, B-A-I-R. Yep, spell it wrong. Nobody will follow you. And I'm BMurphy28. Hit us up on Twitter. Ask us anything. Talk about. We got a really lot of positive feedback from last week's episode. So if you guys caught last week's episode, it was a heavy one. Thank you guys for checking that out, and thank you for all the positive messages that came my way. And I'm sure you guys heard them as well. It wasn't an easy episode to record, but I'm glad we did it. If we had to go back, I wouldn't change a thing, because I received messages basically telling us that, listening to that and saying that those people, that they weren't alone, we could have saved somebody last week. So thank you guys for sticking with us when we get really serious, or when we talk about cupcakes for 20 minutes, or whatever we decide to talk about. Just thank you guys.
Jaguar.
I'm just using that. I'm calling you Jaguar. But yeah, so you feel free to reach out to any of us, to me, to Doc, to Jaguar over here. Just reach out.
What a stupid name. No wonder I didn't have friends.
Oh, wow. All right, everyone. Have a wonderful week. As I said, hit us up on social media. Stay in contact. And we will be giving away digital games throughout the week, probably, as they come up. So have a great one.
Hey. What?
What?
Hey, we're
What?
back. We're back. Welcome back.
Okay, I thought you were done.
Just wanted to touch base. Next week, we do have a special guest.
Oh, yeah.
Meredith Molinari will be on the show. We've been touching on horror movies and games. Next week's episode will be strictly horror-based, just everything horror. If you're not familiar with her, look her up. She's awesome. She's the host for everything that PlayStation does. She used to host a TV show for PlayStation called The Tester, which was fantastic. She's done a lot of stuff. She's awesome. She's probably got more gaming knowledge than all four of us combined. So she's pretty great. So do not miss that episode. And now I'll stop talking.
All right. As said, thank you all, everyone. This has been a Digital Hoarders production. That's trademark. Take it to the bank.
Jaguar.
Jaguar. Have a great one, everyone.